Freedom of speech is very important to both people from the UK and America. We all believe in freedom of speech. Now, if you name an individual and the facts are wrong, okay, that individual has the right to take you to court for defamation of character. But mainstream media and the government have no right to curtail freedom of speech. Recently, in the UK, we've witnessed groups, 300,000 Muslims and their supporters, mainly students, condemning Israel for their violence that is ongoing in Israel and Palestine. Right. We have seen flags, Palestinian flags, ISIS flags, and Pakistani flags. We have seen placards stating "From the river to the sea." Other placards, "By any means necessary." These things are totally offensive to the native white English population, and we have reason to be appalled by it. We see the Muslim population, which is a cult, wanting Sharia law in the United Kingdom. Also, a frightening possibility. What's in Sharia law? That anybody who's not a Muslim, you can take them as sex slaves. You can stone women to death for adultery. You can cut hands off thieves. Many other horrific, barbaric things. 2,000 years ago were they all right? But you're now living in a Western country that do not do things like that. So we're not going to go back 2,000 years for anybody. Many Muslims believe in female genital mutilation. That is cutting off the clitoris and other parts around the vagina. Now, I wonder if them white women students that are marching with ISIS and Muslims would be prepared to have their clitoris cut off by a razor blade in support of the Muslim community. I mean, it must be very painful for a young kid to have a clitoris cut off. Now, put it on the other side, if it was the boys, if you got 2 bricks and squashed these balls, it would be very painful. And I would think about the equivalent to what they're doing to little girls. When 300,000 Muslims, far left supporters and students can travel down to London, it must have cost a small fortune. Who paid for it? Most of these people are on benefits or unemployed. So who paid for all the travel, the flags, and the posters? It should be investigated by MI5 and the police. Now, I don't believe that the Israelis are totally innocent. Over the last few years, what they've done in the West Bank, displacing Palestinians and things like that from houses they've been in for hundreds of years, I totally disagree with that. And so the Israelis aren't that innocent either. But the whole conflict is nothing to do with me. I don't fucking care what they do. It's up to Palestinians and Israelis, not me, not the white British population. What made the native British rise up and show their anger and riot against the police? Well, it's been a long time coming And it wasn't just the murder of 3 innocent little children. It was a boy born in Cardiff, but to immigrants from Africa. Again, with the stabbing in London, an immigrant. British people are pissed off with the boats coming in with hundreds and thousands of fighting age Muslims. It makes everybody frightened. The government do nothing. Talk, but do nothing. If they'd spent so much money bringing the police on the streets and opening the courts 24/7, why couldn't they have done that against the influx of illegal immigrants? Two-tier policing? For sure. The police don't go in the cars and patrol around Muslim areas. If they did, they would see brand new cars, sports cars. Now, these people aren't working. So what are they doing? They're getting involved with the drug trade and prostitution of white little girls. But they rather go to the mullah and complain, and the mullah does nothing. But they'll dance and sing with the Muslims because they're really frightened of the Muslim population. And every day it's getting bigger till one day it'll kick off and it will be the Muslims turning against the police. And that's when the shit will hit the fan.